back to my channel, or welcome if you are here for the very first time. If you have never been here before, I am Rosalind Jukic and I live in Croatia. I am a Jesus-loving homeschooling mom who does keto. That's what I talk about on this channel. And today I am taking you into my homeschool to give you a day in the life of our winter homeschool. We have just started back from Christmas break. Today is the last day of the first week of school, back to school after our Christmas break. And so I'm just wanting to invite you into our homeschool just to give you a glimpse of what we do. Now, this video is in collaboration with my friend Victoria Fitzpatrick. And she is a homeschooling mom who lives in Great Britain. And she has a wonderful family. She has a sweet, precious newborn, and she has just sweet, precious littles. I love following her channel. It is always such an adventure watching her and hearing about all of the things that they do there with their homeschool. And I think it's great that in this homeschool community on YouTube, we have homeschool moms from literally everywhere. Now, I know you probably have watched a lot of homeschool moms who live in America. I live in Croatia. Victoria lives in Great Britain. And so you are sort of getting an over the pond view of what homeschooling looks like. So before I bring you into my homeschool room, well, I'm in my homeschool room right now, but before we get started on school, I just want to give you a brief overview of what we are doing. Okay, so you see here our big chalkboard wall, and usually on here I will write out our plan for the day. Now I'm kind of toying with the idea of bringing back in our A-frame chalkboard so that we can use this chalkboard wall for actual school. I think maybe it would be fun for my older son to maybe do some of his math problems on the board instead of on paper. I think just changing things up makes it fun. But I do like having a written plan somewhere for the kids to be able to follow. So I always put the date there, you know, so when we date our papers, then they have the date already written. These subjects up here, Bible, read aloud, history, and science, those are our joint subjects. So we always start with our Bible, read aloud. It does get moved around a lot. Today we did a read aloud sort of in the evening. We played some games and then we did our read aloud then. We're actually doing two right now. One, we're reading my dad's autobiography. It is an amazing story about how God, got a hold of his heart. He was raised in a non-Christian home. And for a significant part of his childhood in an alcoholic home, and he was a failing student in school, and how God turned his life around, and how him being willing to go wherever God would send him, he has seen amazing things. And of course, he's in full-time ministry. He's been in full-time ministry for over 50 years. And so all of the amazing things that he saw in his years of ministry. And so we're reading that. I really feel like that's such a huge part of their heritage. And, just getting to know Grandpa in a way that they've never really known him before. And the other book that we're reading Sugar Creek Gang right now. So we're doing a fun one and a serious one. And we do history and science together. A huge change that we made this week is we moved our history and science over to Easy Peasy, and my children are loving it. And then they have their separate subjects: math, reading, musical instruments. One is doing drums and guitar, the other one ukulele and piano, and then their language arts. All of their subjects, except for their instruments, of course, and math, are Easy Peasy. We do Math-U-See for math. So that is the plan for today. All right, I think it's time for school to start. Let's go. Okay, so we are getting a start on breakfast first. We actually, during breakfast, I do a review with my kids of what we have been learning so far during the week. So it sort of builds. On Monday, we talk about, anything that we studied last week and about improvements that we made. And then Tuesday, we build on Monday, and Wednesday we build on Monday, and Tuesday, and it sort of builds throughout the week. So we take full advantage of that breakfast time to just talk and discuss what we've been learning and things like that. So this morning we are having bacon and ducks in a pond, and you will get a glimpse as to what ducks in the pond are. Okay, so as you can see, I slice up bread. This is a really great way actually to use up old bread. And so I butter or use margarine on one slice and cut a hole out in the center because we're gonna crack an egg and put it in the center of the bread. So I think the bacon is about ready to be turned. So let's get that going. So as you can see, ducks in a pond are basically a fried egg in the center of a piece of bread. My kids absolutely love this breakfast. It's one of their favorites. So we have our skeletal muscle. These are muscles that you can see and feel. So you guys have seen pictures of weightlifters, right? And so when he raises up his arms and you can see his big biceps, or you can see, you know, his stomach muscles, his six-pack. We call it a six-pack. In Croatian, we call it what? Pločice. And so he lifts weights to make his muscles look bigger. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Roby, you have your King Tut notebooking page that you need to do. You're gonna do lesson 8. Under the levels 1 to 4, you're gonna read about King Tut and then look at some of the treasures that they found in his tomb, and then fill out your notebooking page. You can fill those lines, and if you need some more lines, you can write in the bottom space below. Andre, you and I are going to be reviewing history together. So Andre, we talked about how that people who lived in tents and moved about and set up home where they could find food. What did we call those people? We call them
nomads.
Nomads, that's right.
Did you say it again?
Where were Egyptian kings buried? Where did the people bury their kings in Egypt, in ancient Egypt?
Moses?
No. Where, listen, okay? The question is where did they bury their kings? Remember when Dita passed away, and we remember how we buried him in the graveyard, and we go up there and we visit him when we...
Yeah!
Okay, so where did the Egyptians bury their kings?
In the graveyard.
Nope, they didn't bury them in the graveyard. They buried them in pyramids.
Does it have comma?
No. Okay, all right, I won't look then. All right, let me see. Ooh, that's beautiful. I love it. It is the Golden Pyramid. You did a beautiful job.
Božom ste milošću spašeni po vjeri i to je naša zasluga, to je Božji dar.
Mi smo Božjim djelom stvoreni.
Okay, so this one is playing Pet Bingo. This is one of our favorite math apps that we use. And it's fun because they get to collect little animals and take care of them. So we're doing that today for math. And this one is on the computer playing. This is Pizza Pandas. This is from Math Playground. This is an online game site. We do this, especially like on Fridays. We will often just take the day, put our normal math aside, and then just play games. And we needed to do that today. Coming back from Christmas break, we've kind of forgotten a lot. So we're kind of reviewing stuff that we've learned from before. Okay, and here we are doing our easy peasy spelling. After that, we're gonna move into our language arts. And then we're gonna move into our extra for today. And one of the things that I forgot to talk about in the introduction to this video is the fact that we do one extra a day. And so one day, that is when they both take their own individual courses. My oldest is taking a coding course, a video game coding course, and my younger one is taking an art course. And then 2 days a week we do Croatian as a foreign language, even though we live in Croatia. Because English is their first language, then it is really the language that we focus on, and then we do Croatian as a second language. 1 day a week we do health and PE, and then the last day we do thinking, which is an easy peasy course. And so for my younger son, the thinking is learning chess. And for my older son, he has several different avenues of thinking to choose from. And so those are our extras that we do, and it's a lot of fun. It sort of makes the school day a lot more fun when we can just do something that's not like traditional learning. So what we're going to be doing now is we're going to do Croatian. Robi, you're actually going to be learning in Croatian what you learned this week in English, and that is about comparative and superlative adjectives. You should understand it pretty well in Croatian. And Andre, we're going to do a Croatian lesson as well. And you're going to watch your lesson on the computer, and then you will get your assignment in your workbook, okay? Andre, in Croatian, you are going to be learning about capital letters in writing, bodies of water and mountains. Veliko počinje slovo u pisanju imena voda i gora. Ok, sad ćemo ovo pročitati, ti ćeš to pročitati, ovo ćeš pročitati, ovo posebno ćeš pročitati pa ćeš to prepisati na papir i onda ćemo pisati zadaću. Ok?
Ok, mom.
So that wraps up our school day for today. We did not get to music today. Somewhere towards the end of our Croatian, I started to feel really, really rotten. Started to get some serious cold symptoms going on, and so I'm all stuffy now, and my throat is really hurting. So I just decided, you know what, we did a really great school day today. The kids really stayed on task so well. They cooperated wonderfully, and so we didn't get to music. We didn't get to our read aloud. We probably are not going to get to those at all today, and that's okay. Those are two things that we do all the time. We almost never skip them, so we're just going to go ahead and let that slide for today, and hope that over the weekend I can get to feeling a little bit better. So but that does wrap up for today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. We are loving easy peasy. It is just like what the name says. It is super easy, and yet it is a lot of fun. And although it's easy, it goes in depth, and that's what I like, is it does dig down deep. It just doesn't get into all of the massive repetition over and over and over again, which is exactly what my children don't need. I feel like, you know, as a mom, if I see that something is kind of going over their head a little bit or they've had trouble grasping, we can actually pause our lessons and go over it again or find another way to explore that topic. That is something else that Easy Peasy does so well with. Obviously, it doesn't do just one topic a lesson. It will stay on a topic for several lessons, but it will explore that topic from many different angles. And so it'll throw in a game, it'll throw in a video, it will throw in a writing assignment, it will throw in a book. And so it'll throw in art, obviously music and things like that. So it will actually attack that topic from many different learning pathways. And so that's why I love Easy Peasy so much. It doesn't just focus on one learning pathway. And so my kids absolutely love it. They are raving about it. And I can't believe that the answer to loving school was just right there underneath my nose, but it was, and I'm glad we're on it now. So I will leave a link in the description below if you want to go explore Easy Peasy and kind of check that out for yourself. And that is it for today. If you like this video, please leave that thumbs up. Also, just let me know in the comments how your homeschooling is going, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.